Welcome to PreMath. In this video, we have got these three circles with a center O, P, and Q respectively, fully inscribed in a rectangle A, B, C, D, as you can see in this given diagram, such that the radius of this largest circle is 6 units, and the radius of this smallest circle is 3 units. And furthermore, this side A, B, and this side C, D are 9 plus 6 times square root of 6 units. And now our task is to calculate the radius of this green shaded circle. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe. And please keep in mind that this figure may not be 100% true to the scale. Let's go ahead and get started, and here's our very first step. Let's assume the radius of this green shaded circle is lowercase r, and now we are going to find the value of lowercase r. And in this next step, I have dropped these perpendiculars E, F, G, H, and J, K that pass through these centers O, P, and Q respectively. And now let's recall the circle theorem. According to this theorem, the angle between the radius and the tangent line will always be 90 degrees. So no wonder all these angles are going to be 90 degrees each, since these are our radii and these are our tangent lines. And since we are dealing with this blue rectangle ABCD, so therefore these angles are going to be 90 degrees as well. And now let's focus on this small circle. We know that this is the radius of this small circle. So therefore this is going to be the radius of this circle as well. And we know the radius is 3. So therefore this AK length is going to be 3 units. And likewise this is the radius of this largest circle. And we know the radius is 6, so therefore this FP length is going to be 6 units as well. And now let's focus on this green shaded circle. We know its radius has been labeled as lowercase r, so that means this radius is going to be lowercase r, and likewise this radius is lowercase r as well. And now let's make an observation. We can see that this whole diameter of this largest circle is 6 plus 6 is going to give us 12 units. So therefore this side length BC is going to be 12 units as well, and likewise this AD length is going to be 12 as well. And in this next step, I am going to connect this center Q with this center P, as you can see in this next step. And in this next step, I have dropped this perpendicular MQ on this side GH. And likewise, I have connected these centers O and P as well, and dropped a perpendicular NP as well, as you can see. And now let's focus on this segment MQ. I'm going to label this one as length lowercase x. And since this segment MQ is equal to this segment KH, if this segment is x, then this segment has got to be x as well. And likewise, I'm going to label this segment NP as y. And since this segment NP equals to this segment FH, so therefore if this is y, then this segment has got to be y as well. And now let's make an observation. We can see that this whole side length AB is equal to the sum of these individual segments 3, x, y, and 6, as you can see over here. And now let's focus once again on this equation. We know our this side AB length has been given to us as 9 plus 6 times square root of 6. So I'm going to replace that one with 9 plus 6 times square root of 6. And likewise, I have substituted this segment AK length as 3 over here, as you can see over here, and the KH length as X, HF length as Y, and finally FB length as 6. And now we are going to combine the like terms on the right hand side, and now we can see this 9 and 9 cancels out, so therefore we are ended up with X plus Y equal to 6 times square root of 6. And I'm going to label this one as our question number 1. And now let's recall this crucial fact: the centers and the point of tangency are collinear. So therefore these centers P, Q and this point of tangency lie on the very same line, and likewise these centers O, P and this point of tangency lie on the very same line as well. So therefore this whole length PQ is going to be R plus 3. So we can write this length as R plus 3. And likewise this side OP is going to be R plus 6, as you can see over here. And in this next step we are going to calculate this side MP length. We know this whole length GH is same as 12 over here, and we know this segment MH length is 3, and this GP length is lowercase r. So therefore this MP length is going to be 12 minus 3 minus r, so that is going to give us 9 minus r. So therefore this segment MP length turns out to be 9 minus r. And likewise we are going to calculate this segment ON length. We know this radius EO length is 6, and this EN length is same as this GP length, which is lowercase r. So therefore our this segment ON length turns out to be 6 minus lowercase r. And now let's focus on this right triangle MPQ, and we are going to apply the Pythagorean theorem on this triangle. And here's our Pythagorean theorem: a square plus b square equal to c square. And in our case our hypotenuse is r plus 3, whereas our two other legs are x and 9 minus r. So let's go ahead and fill in the blanks in this Pythagorean formula. So we got x square plus 9 minus r whole square equals to r plus 3 whole square. And now let's recall this famous identity: a minus b whole square could be written as a square minus 2ab plus b square. We are going to apply it on this binomial. And likewise we are going to apply this another identity: a plus b whole square equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square on the right hand side. So therefore we are going to have x square plus 81 minus 18 r plus r square equals to r square plus 6 times r plus 9. And now we can see r square and r square, they cancel each other out, and we are going to move 81 and 18r on the other side, as you can see in this next step. Let's combine the like terms on the right hand side. So therefore x square is going to be equal to 24 r minus 72. I'm going to label this one as our question number 2. And now we are going to focus another right triangle O and P, and we are going to apply the Pythagorean theorem on this triangle as well. And here's our Pythagorean theorem once again. In our case our hypotenuse is r plus 6, whereas our two other legs are y and 6 minus r. So let's go ahead and fill in the blanks in this Pythagorean formula. So we got y square plus 6 minus r whole square equal to r plus 6 whole square. And now let's recall these two identities once again. We are going to apply them on these binomials. So therefore we are going to have y square plus 36 minus 12 times r plus r square is going to be equal to r square plus 12 times r plus 36. And now we can see 36 is gone with this 36, r square cancels out with this r square. And now we are going to move this 12r on the other side. So therefore y square is going to be equal to 24 times r. I'm going to label this one as our equation number 3. And here's our next step. Let's focus on this equation 1. And here I have copied down equation 1. And now I'm going to take a square on both sides of this equation. And now let's recall this famous identity once again. A plus b whole square could be written as a square plus b square plus 2ab. We are going to apply it on the left hand side. So therefore we are going to have x square plus y square plus 2 times xy is going to be equal to 216. And now let's make an observation. We can see x square is same as this 24 r minus 72 from this equation 2. So therefore I'm going to replace this x square by this 24 r minus 72. Likewise, let's focus on this y square. We know y square from this equation 3 is 24 times r. So therefore I'm going to replace this y square with 24 times r. And likewise this x is going to be equal to the square root on both sides. So therefore x is going to be equal to square root of 24 r minus 72. So therefore I'm going to substitute for x over here square root of 24 r minus 72. And likewise for this y, I'm going to take the square root on this equation 3. So therefore y is going to be equal to square root of 24r. So therefore I'm going to substitute this y with square root of 24 times r. As you can see in this next step, I have substituted all those values. And if we look at this part, we have 24 is in common. So we can write this one as the square root of 24 times r minus 3. And likewise, we are going to combine these like terms as well, as you can see in this next step. And now let's focus on this part. We can see this 24 times 24 is going to go outside of these radicals, as you can see in this next step. And here we can see 2 times 24 is going to give us 48, as you can see in this next step. And in this next step, I'm going to move all these terms to the right hand side, as you can see in this next step. And now we are going to combine these like terms, as you can see in this next step. And now we are going to divide each and every term by 48. This 48 and 48 is gone. So therefore we are ended up with the square root of, if we distribute this thing, that is going to give us r square minus 3r is going to be equal to 6 minus r. And now we are going to undo this square root by taking a square on both sides. So therefore we are ended up with the r square minus 3 times r equal to, and here we can see r square and r square is gone, and I'm going to move this 12r on the other side, as you can see in this next step. So therefore we got 9 times r equal to 36. Let's divide both sides by 9 to isolate radius r. So therefore our radius r turns out to be 4 units. So thus the radius of this green circle turns out to be 4 units. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos. Bye.